this, man, what did I miss?
What? 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 What?
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Oh man, what's up y'all, man? This is X-Conscious Man back, and I've been gone for a long time, and this is the first thing I've noticed since I come back to this community is one of its beloved content creators has just been outed for possession of, I guess we're gonna call it lad content or ex-lad content. Unbelievable, man. It's just like, here we go again with another anime big time name in the anime world, mainly in Dragon Ball Z, that's been exposed for this type of material. And at this point it's starting to become a trend, and it's like it's kind of getting hard for me to ignore. And the first thing I thought about was all the people that he kind of associated himself with. You know, I said, what about all of you guys that he live streamed with? Like, I want to really know what they got to say about that. And I've searched and I haven't seen any of his circle or any of his friends that he made on social media even mention him. And I think that's just kind of weird.
Definitely.
We're going to get into all of that, but first let's read the statement that they had on this the Xenoverse 2 know-it-all Xeno Coffee from the Xenoverse Revamp team that he supposedly worked for. Alright, so we got a reply from one of the modders that worked there, and this is what he had to say. We want to inform the community that X Coffee is no longer part of the team. This is due to the involvement with the Shotokan content, which we consider unacceptable and not something we want associated with our work or community. We ask that this not be dragged out or played up in the discussion channels. This is an unfortunate, serious topic, so we ask that our community do not devolve into making jokes about the situation at hand. Thank you for your continued support. End quote. Alright, let's see what this word really means before I make a final judgment. Alright, Shotokan is a shortened Shoto, is a Japanese slang for portmanteau of the phrase Shota complex, and describes an attraction to young boys or an individual with such an attraction. Whoa. Is a individual who's attracting young boys or individual with such an attraction. Wow. Outside the pen, the term is used less often with this meaning. It refers to a genre of manga or an anime, whereas pubescent male characters are depicted in a subjective or in erotic manner. It can also be post-pubescent, adolescent, or adult characters with youthful neotenic features that would make them appear to be younger than they are. Oh.
Ugh. Brother, ugh. What's that? What's that, brother?
Oh, hell no. This is some dark stuff here. Well, it looks like he has been exposed leading up to the end of the last project that he put out. And I think like the timing of this is just kind of weird. I think it's weird because he has a long track record of kind of, doing, malicious things, like this, as far as trying to bully certain people that disagree with him, certain other YouTubers' wife. I know he had a issue with Blackscape and his wife, where he was, stalking them, on the internet. So, he kind of has a long track record of this. And he had actually made a statement a while ago regarding his love for this type of content. So I find it weird that now, all of a sudden, when Xenoverse 2 is ending, and the Revamp's last project, his last project in particularly, was dropped, and with the new, movies coming out and Xenoverse 3 coming out, that all of a sudden now he's being outed. Like, I find that really hard to believe that people did not know that this guy was doing these type of things. And that's the thing that I'm kind of sick of. I'm sick of every time I look up, is one of these damn creators, the top creators in this community, that are being exposed for having this type of allegations and behavior. And it's like, that his circle, that these people's circle know that these things happen, but they won't say a damn thing because they're worried about being popular and just using this person because they have some type of clout. And it's just sad, it's just sad. This is why I was kind of disappointed that I didn't see any of the people that he supposedly was cool with, especially in the Xenoverse community, that he was cool with. I didn't see any, responses regarding this. And, for me, that's just weird, because if I'm associated with him and I don't support that type of content, I'm going to come out and make it known. Like, I didn't know that this dude was like this. I did not know he was like this, and I don't stand for this, and he deserves the type of punishment that he's getting. And the fact that a lot of these guys, I'll mention a few names: Slow Plays, Steedo J, just those two guys. I've noticed them guys have not mentioned this guy, and this is somebody that they were supposedly real close with. The other Fox guy, it's just weird that that these guys that are solely like connectedly kilted together are mentioning this guy. And to me, when I see stuff like that, it's just common sense for me, and for me to believe that there's more to this story than we know. And it's starting to become a trend where I don't know who I can trust in the community as far as when it comes to this type of behavior. There's things in the past, as far as, actors, the big time anime guy Geekdom, he hasn't had any like legal courtroom allegations, but it's just like one after another. These guys' names are always mentioned. I just find it weird that, people pretend as if they didn't know this happened. Same with the Xenoverse 2 community. There's some people in the community that has been outed already, that have had things in their Discord that are, frowned upon, but because they are not popular and because, they haven't been exposed to the world, it's fine. And I'm going to continue to watch and support his content. That's just disgusting, and there's one or two Xenoverse 2 content creators that have had a lot of these similar allegations on them, and the fans want to continue to act as if that is not a big deal because they're more worried about content. Like that is just despicable, man. I don't like that. But this is what this guy is. I always knew he was some of a weirdo. He just gave me that kind of vibe. I'm usually, it's easy for me to kind of tell, the type of person you are, especially someone who hides a lot, someone who, just because you hide doesn't mean that you're innocent or anything, but just the kind of vibe he gave me, I just kind of always knew it was something weird about the guy. Like, I didn't hate him. I didn't really care too much for him. But yeah, I'm really not surprised about this, because usually, the people that you love and support and that you idol, they're not perfect people. They're gonna have things about them that's disturbing. And one of the most famous sayings that go around, when it comes to meeting people that you admire, celebrities and YouTubers, they say that you do not want to meet your role models, because they're not going to be the people that you think they are, So yeah, I think that this guy, he really thought that he was safe. I think he thought a lot of people was like him, and that's the weird part about it. Is like, I think there's a lot more going to this story, that he didn't even come to defend himself in the situation, which even makes him even more guilty. Like, why not come defend yourself? Like, this is a serious allegation. But instead, you just go ghost. If guys didn't know, he's completely ghost. He's disabled all his Instagram, his Twitter accounts. You know, his YouTube channel has been put down. And I'm thinking he's probably gonna do what some other YouTubers have done, is they're gonna wait for this to cool down, so that way their account doesn't get terminated, and then hopefully everybody forgets, and then he can just slide right back in there and start dropping Xenoverse 3 content and Dragon Ball content. Like, if he does come back, I think that we're gonna see who's really who his supporters are. Are his supporters like him? You know, if that's the case, we need to get them hell out of here, because I refuse to watch the same things that you guys, Shotokan guys watch. I refuse to be looking at the same thing that you're looking at. I don't want to look at what you're looking at. So that's the deal with this guy, and we're gonna see what's gonna happen in the next coming, months, because or the next coming days. Maybe he'll come out and try to defend himself, or maybe one of his buddies, his Xenoverse 2 pals, can speak for him and defend him. But the fact that they aren't just says a lot. So let me know what y'all think about this situation. What do you think about this guy? Were you a supporter of him? Did you like this guy? Did you feel like something was kind of off about him, like me? I'm going to be dropping a whole bunch of content coming in coming days, more than just anime. It's going to be music, hip hop, just tips on how to spot fake and real friends, stuff like that. Just like, things in it to get you guys invested in this channel. So let me know what y'all think in the comment sections. This is S Conscious Worlds, and I'll see you all in the next video. Deuces.